Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is Shari Hassan presenting Project devhive, and it is brought to you by Phantom Coders. Basically, Project devhive is a freelancing marketplace. You might have known other marketplaces like Fiverr or Upwork, but the specialty of this marketplace is that we have created it by prioritizing the need of local community. And let us dive in to see what's inside. So the purpose of creating this project is to create a marketplace for locals, to create job varieties, and of course to showcase our project. So next we'll see other features the project have. So there are some of the features that we'll be seeing in our next couple minutes, which is the services section, payment section, chat section, developer section, authentication and authorization section, and the API documentation of this project. So let's see the services and payment section. So at the services section, we can see of the services which are served by the sellers or the developers, and any buyers or consumers can search for their needing project here, and they can make orders from here. So consumer can sort their services as necessary from here, and a consumer can also sort their services from the secondary network. So basically, it is helping us to sort services very easily. So next, the consumer can also directly search at the search bar and go to the service. We also have theme changing feature which can be necessary in most cases. So this is the full details of a service. So if any user or consumer want, then he can purchase the service. So to purchase the service, the consumer need to fill their shipment details and they need to pay it, of course. So here the payment gateway is implemented with SSL commerce, and let me show the demo how a user can make the payment. So at the payment section, by filling up the necessary things or credentials, the consumer can order for the service, and he can also get the invoice from this section. You can also print the invoice, and you can also see the past orders from this section. So this is the order history. So after the services and payment section, we have the next section, which is chatting feature. So sometimes it might need to communicate between the seller or developer with the consumers. The consumer can ask for any help from the admin or the developer. So let me show a demo how the consumer can communicate with the developer. So at the services section or from at the navbar, we can go to the chatting feature. So here we can search for the developer name or the admin name and start communicating. And we can send any messages we need, and the developer or the admin, they will respond, and we can come back a few time later and see for the response. So next, the uh, details and the methods behind this chatting feature. So basically, this chatting feature is implemented with Socket.io. So as we know, Socket.io enables us to communicate at very real time. So that means if we send any message from on site, then the message will directly go to the participant, which is another site. So let me send some message. So here you can see when I am writing any messages at the recipient site, there is a loading bar which is showing the developer or the user at another site he is typing. So after we send message, the loading bar disappears, and from another side they also can send messages. So as I was saying, it is implemented with Socket.io, which is real-time communication. So that means we can communicate without refreshing our pages. So this is also very much helpful for us. So next feature is developer feature. So any user can register themselves for a developer, but to be a developer, a user must fill a form. So let us see a demo. So here at this section, a user want to be a developer, so he need to fill a form, and after the filling form, he can see his profile like this. And a developer can also see his created gigs, and he can also see the orders that um, that their consumers have purchased or asked them to be served. And a developer can also create a service at any time. And let me show a demo of creating a service. So as it is a demo, so I am filling the demo data, but in real time, a seller must need they must need to fill the real data. So let me upload an image. So it is showing that image is uploading. After uploading image and filling all the things, we can see the service is created, and we can see the service at our profile section. So this is the feature of the developer, and next we'll see the authorization and authentication section. So the authorization and authentication feature, which are implemented differently. The authentication feature is implemented with Firebase, and let me show. Here a user can um, create and log in with the help of Firebase. So if a user is admin, he can see this admin section, and inside the admin section, he can manage the whole website through this section. Here is the admin dashboard, and the admin is protected by a secondary level authentication. The admin needs to give the password at second time, so that the security is be much higher. So here is the categories section, the users that the website has, and the all services section you can see here. So after the authentication and the authorization section, we can see the documentation of the APIs for this website. So the documentation of API, it is of the backend side. So let us see the demo. So the API documentation, this is implemented with Swagger.js, and here a user or any developer, any front-end developer, they can test the APIs through right at the server link. So let us test any the API endpoint. So this is the public API endpoint. So we can see the response here. Okay. Next, there are also private, which is um, private APIs, and the private APIs need some authorization, like to fill the bearer tokens. Without the bearer token, they will show us not authorized message. But if we give the proper bearer or authentication key, they will let us get data. So if we give the proper bearer key, they will give responses. And after the need, we can log out as always. So after authenticating, we can log out, and here next we'll see about us, who we have created this project. So this is my team who have